Okay, so this is part two of a day in the life, really, of my life that was photographed by a photographer called Will Reeve, who came to the farm several weeks ago. You might have seen part one where he captured the early morning milking, me getting the cows in. This is part two, which captures me through the day, unloading some bales, feeding some calves, and also the afternoon milking. Interesting experience having him on the farm with me. I think he was quite surprised at how busy and active I was throughout the entire day. There is some video footage of me interviewing him, asking him a little bit about his cameras, which I thought was quite interesting from my point of view. So sit back and enjoy this. This is part two, where you get to see the rest of my day, but also a little bit of what photography is about, really. Okay, cheers. And also, don't forget to look on his website, catchphotos.co.uk. Okay, brilliant. Cheers. Say cheese.
Who? Me?
No, the tractor.
I think you're intrigued.
Don't
You
fall
sure
off.
about this?
You'll be fine. Okay, so Will, I've seen you taking pictures around the farm now for a few hours, and the one thing I was surprised at is you've got a camera body, I think you call it, but you've also got quite a number of lenses, different lenses. So what have you got here? Also, why do you need these different lenses?
Well, you don't need them, but it makes your life easier. So the first thing is, this is the camera body.
Right,
Okay.
and it's sort of blank then, is it? You can
You can't take a picture without a lens
No,
on it.
you
So I've just put the lens on.
Yeah.
The lenses are interchangeable.
Okay.
This one is a 16 to 35.
Right.
That is really wide.
Okay.
So your eyes are about 55 degrees. A 16 is probably about twice as much vision. But with your brain, with your eyes, you are putting bits together.
Okay.
So you're putting that, and that, and it's quite wide.
Yeah.
Your camera hasn't got a brain, it's just taking what it's
Okay.
seeing. So what it does, it's like a fisheye, and it's making it quite wide. So you get more in. So that's
Right.
that.
And then you had I think you had a longer lens or something.
No,
It's a big.
this is a tricky
Is that
one
a
to pull
zoom
out.
lens or what is
Well,
that?
both of
It's
these
almost like
are.
binoculars.
So
Almost.
this is actually a zoom
Yeah,
lens. This
okay.
goes from 16 to 35. 35 is still quite wide, but
Yeah.
it's not. This is a zoom lens.
Wow, that's big.
It is
The
big.
size of the lens on that compared with my little camera.
Yes.
It's,
Now I'm glad you picked
look
up
at
on
that.
that
It's massive. Why does it need to be that wide?
to get light in,
Right.
to get light,
Yeah.
colours, information in.
You get a better picture because of that.
Yes, and this is where you've got to ask yourself on a mobile phone when you've got something which is smaller than your fingernail.
Yeah.
How can it be better than that?
Yeah, that's a very
Okay.
good question. It can't be, can it?
Well, Mr. Apple will tell you that, but yes. So this is a 100 to 400.
Right. Wow.
So that's 400. So when I take sports pictures,
Yeah.
they will probably be on about 300, 400.
Okay.
So that is, remember I was saying to you, the normal eyesight is 50 or 55.
Yeah.
This is 400. So this zooms in like binoculars.
Oh,
many
okay.
times.
So you could be stood a long way away, still
Yeah.
get the quality of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were working on your tractor,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to be very close to your tractor, I would use this.
It's interesting because when you were photographing me from a distance, I was thinking, well, what's that picture going to be like? Because
Yes.
you're so far away. But obviously, you've got.
It also does something slightly different. It makes the background closer. So if I was taking a picture of one cow and it's on the wide angle, the cow behind it would seem to be a long way away.
Okay.
Whereas if I was filling up the frame with the same size cow, but with this,
Yeah.
the cow behind looks like it's having a piggyback. So it's
That's interesting. So you can almost change the perspective of the photograph.
absolutely.
So when you see some of these pictures, like the COVID ones that they've been showing where there's crowding, if someone's used a different lens, potentially they can make it look
That's exactly
more because I think there has been some creativity with pictures.
So if you were taking a picture on a beach, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying it wasn't crowded, but if you're taking a picture on a beach and you use this lens,
Yeah.
then the person behind that person
Looks nearer.
looks a lot.
Right.
So most of the pictures are taken on a wide in the farm because there's a lot of information and
Right.
there's a lot of things going on. This is a 50mm lens.
Okay.
This is not a zoom lens.
Right.
Okay, it's a fixed one.
Yeah.
So that's more or less the same as what your eyes see.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the perfect lens to take pictures with.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And it allows huge amounts of light in. And I don't know whether you probably can't see through there, but it's very big, and you can just
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
You can see the
So
other side.
the
through
bigger
back.
that is, the more light goes in,
Right.
and that's why these are really big because they need it as well.
So potentially that's good for when it's dark. Then is it? You've got more light coming in, so you can
Yes.
take pictures in the dark
Yes.
easier. Whereas my camera phone, when I try and take pictures in the dark, it's
Yes.
just black.
So this morning when we started at 5:30,
Yeah. Yes, you
and
weren't used to that.
and it was pitch black. It was very hard to focus. And so I had this lens on there because it's easier, but even then it was struggling and I was
Right.
guessing. So if on my pictures some are
Oh, I
in
see.
focus,
I
it's
see.
because there was no light apart from the
Yeah.
headlights.
So just one quick question, and this is going to be really cheeky. What's this sort of stuff cost for this sort of big stuff?
I buy some of it secondhand
Yeah,
because you get a lot of people who like to buy the newest model.
latest one. Yeah,
Just like, you know,
but like me, this
systems
camera's
and-
second-hand. This video
So
camera.
this would be about £2,000.
Wow.
But I think I bought it for about 600.
Right. Okay. Well, that
because
sounds a
it's
better
last
price.
year's model.
Yeah.
This lens was about £1,200, and I
Okay.
bought that new.
Right.
And it's worth the money because
And
it lets more light in.
And the camera body?
Yes.
You know, are you not going to tell me? I don't mind if you don't.
It's
You don't
about-
have to tell me.
I think you could probably buy a nice car.
Right. Okay. Fair
Not a
enough.
brand new car.
But once you got the camera body, you would keep that for a significant amount of time, would you? And just upgrade your lenses? 'Cause-
I've had it for about 3 years.
Yeah.
I think 3 or 4 years. And I've taken about 50,000 pictures.
wow. Yeah.
They probably last about 150,000.
Okay.
But
Oh, they got a lifespan.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lifespan.
Right. Okay.
And the other thing, which we haven't got here because I decided because of the castle
Yeah.
not to use it, is a flash gun.
Right.
I've decided all the pictures today are without flash
Okay.
to make it more natural.
Yeah. Fair play.
And then there's that.
A little one. Is that a backup or is that just?
It's a backup, and also it's easy. So sometimes when you've got that big white lens on, you can just suddenly take a picture of
Take
that.
a snap? Yeah.
it's equally as good. Sometimes you can't tell the difference. And this is probably about the same price as a lens.
Right. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Oh, it's
But,
all interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it is one of those things where the size is all about
Size
light.
matters. Right. Thanks, Will. Right, we'll keep going. And
Right, if
Well,
you're,
well
if you're
done.
your distance,
well
Rich, I
done
can
for being
take this
so.
off.
Well done. Yeah.
You're 2.5 meters. That's all right.
Miles away. Okay, so I hope you like those photographs. I've actually got Will back with me. He's come back. I thought we'd just have a little chat about the pictures and how he felt the whole thing went. So let's have a little chat with Will. Here he is. So thanks for coming back, Will.
Hello
So you finished the project. Now, there's a couple of questions I've got for you really about it. First of all, did it go as you expected it, and was the day what you expected?
To be honest, I wasn't really expecting anything. I didn't know quite what to expect. I would say that it was probably a lot harder work for you, not for me, because obviously I wasn't doing anything, than I anticipated, but I didn't know what to expect.
And when you finished looking at the pictures, you spent quite a lot of time editing them, and I guess you adjusted colour and things like that, and you did some
Yeah.
black and white and colour.
Yes.
Did you kind of look at the day differently than when you were here, do you think?
It slaps you on the face when you're looking at them on your computer screen. It's very different when you're here because you've got 1,000 things going on around you. When you're on your computer screen, obviously it's very condensed and you then see exactly what it is.
I mean, from my point of view, I looked at the pictures and I was quite surprised seeing myself what I was doing and how the day went and everything. I must admit, I really loved it. I loved the way that you got the whole day right. I mean, fair play to you for coming so early in the morning and capturing the early start. But have you got a picture? If you could pick one of the pictures, which would you think was your favourite, or would you not be able to pick one?
No, there's two, which probably doesn't help you if you want the best
Well,
one.
two is all right.
There's
No,
two
I
which
just
were very different.
Yeah.
And I think the one which is you coming across the fields leading the cows.
right.
So it's up slightly higher, and it just shows the trade of the cows.
I know,
because
yeah.
they see you as being their leader.
That's true. It's like Pied Piper, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was quite a shock, and especially being a city boy like myself, seeing something like that, it's completely alien. So
Right.
that's one.
Okay, that's interesting. What's the other one then?
I think the calf and the cows.
Oh yeah.
Because that's just the natural side of things, which has got nothing to do with you. So they're very different pictures. But to sum up the day, if it was a news picture rather than a nature picture, it would be you coming across the field.
Wow. Well, I really like that one. But my favourite,
Yes, tell me.
I did really like it. But my favourite, honestly, which you might have been surprised to hear, was the workshop one, where I was having my cup of coffee.
Yes, that was the thing. That was very early in the morning.
Yeah.
In fact, that was in the first 20 minutes. I
And that wasn't planned, was it? I mean, I
No.
went down for coffee and I said, I'm just going from a coffee in the workshop, and
Yeah.
you followed me down. And why I really like that is the fact that you've got in that picture, you've got so much there in that workshop, like a chaotic scene almost. But to me, that is all I know everything is in there, and it's almost like it shows how the farm works in the fact that there's a random stuff going on all the time. Yet I know how it's working, and in amongst it is me having my coffee, grabbing my one moment of calm in the whole day.
Yes, you see, when I took the picture, it was the fact that you were just in this workshop.
Yeah.
So early in the morning, having your coffee, having a piece of your own time. Also, obviously, it was very early in the morning, and a lot of people can't even get out of bed without having coffee. And there you are, obviously, already done things. But yeah, it's that was, I think, the it's not chaos a farm. It's organised.
Organised chaos.
Yes.
Yes. From the outside, it looks like what the hell are you doing? But I know in my mind that there's a way to run it and a way to keep going.
So to you, that kind of shows how life as a farmer is, and the fact that there's chaos around, but it's not chaos. It's all completely under control. Yeah. But at the same time, sometimes you just need to have a piece of your own time, because otherwise you'll go crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's like life, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
No, so, well, thanks very much for coming out, Will. I really appreciate these. And remind us again where we can see these pictures.
At catchphotos.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thanks, Will.